Hey everybody, Lisa G back with you today. I hope everybody's having a great afternoon. And if you can tell, I've picked up a little cold or change of season allergy thing going on, so I apologize if I sound stuffy. If there's any point in the video where it looks like I kind of went off the rails or whatever, it's probably because I had to cough, and I'm going to try to keep that to a minimum. Today we're going to talk about Dollar Tree craft supplies, some just unusual things that I've found that we might turn into some cute stuff. And before we get started, I would love it if you would be sure and subscribe and hit the bell notification so that you can be notified when I add new content. And then be sure and check the description box because there's a link for our Happy Mail list. There's a link for the Junk Journal Gals and Pals group that you can join on Facebook with us. And then there's a link for our coffee shop, which has all kinds of freebies and stuff for you guys to check out. So, we're going to get started here. And so the first thing I want to show you is these wallpaper things. And I got them. Hang on, let me show you the ones I got. So these start out, they're like 11 by 16. And, you know, I just took it and peeled the back up. It's kind of broke right here in the middle. And I just peeled the back up, stuck my card stock to them, and then cut them in tag shapes. And so, and this is file folder. I used file folder so it kind of have some heft to it. And, we can decorate these however we want. We can add little pieces and parts to them. We can add some washi tape. We could even stencil over the top of them. Just add whatever we like. And as you can see, it starts out as kind of a picture. And then I just took them and cut them into, I think, 2 3/4 inch across this way and 6 inches this way. So, and then this one you can see is the same. So if you just kind of, piece them back together, they go like that. And then, of course, same thing. I cut them. I think I ended up with one that was like 2 7/8 or something like that. So it's just a little bit larger. But still, some cute little tags. So I'm going to work on those over the weekend and see what I can come up with for them. But today, I wanted to show you something new that I found at the Dollar Tree. And I hadn't seen these before, and so I thought they would be super cute to turn into some little pockets and things like that. So, these larger ones, here, we'll take one of these out, and I've already opened a pack of the other two, so I've got them right here next to me. I went ahead and bought a couple of them while I had a chance, a couple of packs of each, because, you know how Dollar Tree craft items can be. You go looking and then you go back and it's harder to find them. So I thought we might do one just the way it is, and decorate it up. And then this one, I thought we might seal and cut in half, either this way diagonally or, right here, and make 2 pockets out of. I thought that might be cute, a cute idea for that. So we're going to play and just see what we end up with, okay? Alright. So I'm going to grab a couple of these small ones and a couple of these medium ones. Alright. Let me go dig out some scraps and I'll be right back. Okay, so I've grabbed some scraps and we're going to just do these one at a time as we go along, and I'll kind of explain my process to you. So if we want to, we can start by folding our flap over, and you can decorate this side too if you want to. Sometimes I just leave them blank until I'm ready to send them to someone, and then I can attach a note or, put some sort of something on this side that tells them, hey, this is a special gift for you, right? But we're going to start by just going through and kind of adding a little bit of antique-y look, just some scorched timber to the edges of these envelopes, just to kind of give them a little bit of rustic feel, okay? And then this one will be together there. I'm going to do this one. You don't have to do this step if you don't want to. If you don't like if you want it just plain, you can leave it plain. You can take, you know, scrapbook paper and cover it and do, you know, whatever you like. There's no right or wrong. It's just, you know, get it and play and do what you want to do, you know? All right. So we'll just do these couple right now. And you can do both sides. If you decide you want to do the back side with it as well, you just flip it over and do the back side a little bit. You can even do this flap if you want to, so that when you fold it down, it kind of, you know, stands out a little bit, right? There we go. All right. And let's see, that one will be him. Okay. So we're just going to go through here and kind of add some pieces and parts. You can use glue stick. I prefer, when I'm doing this, I prefer a little bit of wet glue because it just makes my stuff stick a little better. Okay. And we're going to pop that right about there. And then we can add just a hair of antique to the edges of these if we need to. And I think I'm going to do that one there, and this one here. Okay. Now these are very thin book page, so I'm going to use my glue stick for those. And I can always add just a touch of wet glue if I need to. But I'm just going to try to stick these down today using the glue stick. Okay. And we'll pop this one here. Okay. There's that. And I, you know, just took some colored pencils and colored in my little, some of my stamped images. And if you remember, we made these a couple weeks ago. This paper is the Amazon packing paper. And we're going to stick this one to the top. Compassion. And we got strength. And I just went through, so you can just pick whatever you want. I just went through my scraps and just pulled out a bunch of stuff and said, okay, this is what I'm going to go with today. Okay, there's that one. Now on this one, I decided I just wanted to go with the plain Jane look. Just add some stuff. I think I might, I kind of tore around this one, but I think I might just leave that one the way it is, because, I don't know, I might tear off this quarter. There we go. Let's tear that one off too. Let's just go ahead and do the whole darn thing. Okay. All right. And again, these are just little, you know, stamped images that we made on one of our previous videos. And I just kind of pulled some out and So let's go with these. Some of them are done on book pages, others are done on cardstock. And we can go back and color this in if we want to, but we don't have to. And there's our little envelope. And we'll go back through these here at the end when we get done. Let's see, I think I'll use wet glue on you. Okay. And I think I'll just offset that just a hair. And I think he needs... Oh, let me find it. Hang on. Nope, not you. Maybe, let's see what we got in here we can put on there. Let's do that. Okay. And these are just some little Tim Holtz pieces. Ooh, that is a lot of glue on there. Way too much glue. Alright, I'll do that. And again, we can go through. I've got my colored pencils. And there's kind of a brown. And I can go through and color this. That way he kind of pops. And then we'll color his beak an orangey. Let's see, there's an orangey yellow. Looks like a bird beak. Okay. Let's do the same on this guy. Ooh. I need to put him on something because that sharp tip is so pointed. It's a little bit sharp. There we go. Okay, there's that guy. I think we need to add some green to his leaf here. And a little bit of darker brown for the limb that he's hanging out on. There we go. Okay. And let's see what else we got over here. Oops. Okay. So I did both of these, and I'm going to do this one two different ways, and I'll show you here in just a second what I'm talking about. On this guy, I think I'm going to go ahead and fold over my flap. Like so, and then give him some outline here. Okay, and let's just go ahead and we'll do the whole thing front and back. And, you know, these are perfect for adding to Happy Mail, you know. You can put tags in them. Like, let's see. Let me find our tags we made this morning. They were a snake that had bit me. I put them right in front of me. So on these, you know, we're going to do tag shapes. Let's see, this one. And then we can, you know, totally add some sort of paper, tie to it. But see, these are the perfect size to just slide those little tags down into. Perfect for Happy Meal. Alright. So, let's go ahead and we're going to decorate this guy. Let's see, we're going to do that one, and this one, and this one. Alright. So, since these are book page again, I'm going to just use my glue stick. The wet glue makes it buckle, and I don't like the buckle, so let's see. Yeah, let's do that. And this. Just pop him right there. And these don't have to be perfect, you know. It's all about just playing and seeing what you like. And then, you know, of course, the best way to do it is to audition pieces, right? So that's what I do here. I just kind of lay them out and decide whether, you know, that's something that I like or don't like. And if it's, you know, if it's something that's going to work for me, then I just roll with it. So, but it's all up to you, whatever kind of stuff you like. And you can make them fancy, and you can make them, you know, just whatever you like. Okay, we'll do that. And he needs something here. Let me see if I can find something else to pop in there. Maybe not those. Let's see what else we got. Oh, there's a cute one. I'm not keen on the paper color on that one, so we're going to go with something else. Let's see what else we got here. Nope, not loving those. These little Altoid tins, though, are perfect for adding little pieces and parts to your stuff. Let's see. And storage, you know, perfect little storage. Already looked at you. Got one more over here. There we go. Let's see. Let's do. Let's see what we got here. It has been raining to beat the band here today. I kind of like the specimen. Okay, so we'll do that one. Okay. And there's that. Okey-dokey. And on this last one, I'm going to do two different things. So first, I went ahead and I sealed the envelope, okay? And I'm going to take my little cutter here because it is really easy to line up to get two pieces out of it. let's see. I'm going to roll with that. Okay. And they're not even, and I didn't want them to be because I want them to be two separate pieces, two separate pockets. And this is another little thing I got. My sister actually sent me this one. It is perfect. It's got wavy, perforated, score, and cut. Okay, so you know, if we wanted to, like, we can take this and, you know, flip it around and it'll score, or, you know, whatever you want it to do, right? That's perforation. Here, I'll show you real quick. Let me find a piece of paper for us to try it out on. Something that's not going to bother me if I tear it. There you go. This is perfect right here. So I can put this piece in here and hold this down. And it rolls across and makes a perfect perforation. See that? So now when I do it, and this is great for tickets, making tickets. See that? Pretty nifty, huh? Great little tool. A 4-in-1 cutting tool. I'll put a description, link in the description box below so that you can go find that if you want to look at it and see what you think. It's a good little thing to have. Alright, so I'm going to put this here on the larger one. And I think that since I did the outline on this guy, on my piece that I'm gluing on, I'm going to go ahead and do this piece. And I don't need to do the back because I'm going to glue. And you have options. So you can glue the whole thing down and just use this as a pocket if you want to. Or you can glue it around 3 sides and then you have the front pocket and you have a back pocket. Okay? So I'm going to also add just a little bit of scorched timber to this guy. And it's going to go all the way across, so might as well do the edges too. And I know I sound all stuffy. I apologize. Hopefully by next week all this stuff will clear out and I won't be so a head full. Alright. There we go. And if we need to, we can go back and cut an edge off. But I tried to cut it exactly even so that it would just lay there the way it's supposed to. Let's see. Okie dokie. I'm going to put that there. And then on this guy, I think, actually, let's see. Let's see if we got something else we can add to that one. No. I want something small for this one. Let's go with these. Whoops. You can tell I have way too many of these little things, huh? Okay. Okay. We'll do that. Yeah, I kind of like it up there. Okay. And again, these are cardstocky, so you need to use wet glue for those. It won't stick with regular glue. I mean glue stick. Okay. Make sure we put these on here right side up. Gotta check myself sometimes. There we go. And this one can be a single or a double pocket. Simply by, just doing that part, gluing around this edge, and then you have here. And then you have that pocket, and that is a pocket. Okay? And then this one, I think, so we did all these with these pieces and parts that we made last week. So I think today, on this last one, let's go through here. I think I want to try, since it's Easter, and I kind of like this butterfly right here. And I thought about adding him just by himself to this. And I kind of like that. So I'm going to I think I'm going to cut around him. I chose Abundance. There we go. All right. So let's go through what we've done today. And we've got some little pockets. And we've got several little envelopes. And we'll look at each one here. And again, these larger ones are big enough to put a tag in. They fit in there just perfectly. See that? So, up to a 6-inch tag will fit in there. Okay, and I didn't do the backs of any of these. You can choose to. I didn't do that one because we're going to glue these down. Okay. Here's this one. And, you can go back and color these if you want to, and, use your inks or however you want to do it. It's all just about the playing, And here we go. All right, well, I think that's going to do it for us this week. And if you would, please be sure to like, subscribe, and hit the bell notification so you get notified when I upload new content. And I would love it if you would leave me a comment and let me know what you thought about the project and see, tell me if it's something that you really enjoyed or if there's something else you want to see me do. Feel free to leave me some comments. I love to hear from you guys, and I try to answer every single comment. And believe me, it helps more than you know. Building a channel is not an easy task, and I appreciate every single thing that you guys do to help me with my channel. Thank you so much. Be sure to check the description box for all your links to the Happy Mail, Junk Journal, Gals and Pals, coffee, etc. Anything that I've shown you, I'll leave a link for that as well. And as always, I'm honored to have you guys here with me, and I really appreciate everything that y'all do. I hope everyone has a great week this week, and until next time, I love you, and I'll see you soon. Have a great day. Bye.